This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 6 people charged following robbery at Montego Bay store. The St. James police arrested and charged 6 people with robbery with aggravation, illegal possession of firearm, shooting with intent, and malicious destruction of property following a robbery at a store on King Street, Montego Bay on Saturday, July 3. Charged are 21-year-old Tajay Ruddock, 18-year-old Shakira Loney, as well as 4 teenagers, all from King Street, Montego Bay in St. James. The police said that the complainants opened the store for business about 8:35 a.m. when 4 people entered, one armed with a firearm. They allegedly proceeded to rob the complainants of several cellular phones and costume jewelry before making their escape. The police were called and later carried out an operation in the King Street area where the suspects were taken into custody. On Monday, July 5, the teenagers Ruddock and Loney were all charged following interviews. Hanover woman charged for setting man's house ablaze. 34-year-old Anisha Buckner has been charged with arson, burglary, and larceny following an incident in her Claremont, Hanover community on Monday, July 5. The police said that about 8 p.m., a man securely locked his home and left for work. Shortly after, he received a phone call telling him that his house was on fire. The fire department was called and cooling down conducted. Damage was estimated at $3 million. The police said investigations revealed that the fire was the work of an arsonist. Lawmen said evidence collected led investigators to Buckner. She was taken into custody on Thursday, July 8, where she admitted to committing the crime. She was charged on Friday, July 9. American journalist found with firearm at Montego Bay Airport. An American journalist was arrested and charged after a firearm was found in her luggage at the Sanctuary International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James, on Wednesday, June 30. The police said 25-year-old Darian Malone, a human resource journalist of Sanford Road, Texas in the United States of America, was charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Lawmen said that Malone, who had just arrived in the country off a flight from Dallas, was searched when a Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 8 9mm rounds of ammunition was found inside her luggage. Malone was arrested and subsequently charged. 21-year-old Clarendon man on firearm and assault charges. 21-year-old Rasheen Lynch was arrested and charged by the Clarendon police with assault occasioning bodily harm and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition following an incident at Cornpeace District, Hayes in Clarendon, on Friday, June 4. Lawmen said that Lynch had an argument with the complainants about 12 p.m., after which he left then returned armed with a firearm. Lynch reportedly held the complainants at gunpoint. He then used his hand to hit one of the complainants in her face. It is reported that he also discharged the weapon in the air before running from the scene. A report was made to the police and a targeted raid carried out at Lynch's home. A Browning pistol with 10 9mm rounds of ammunition was found inside his yard. Jamaican vessel with 15 on board missing since Tuesday. A search is ongoing for a Jamaican vessel with 15 people on board that has been missing since Tuesday afternoon. The lobster fishing vessel Falling Star is owned by Rainforest Seafoods, according to reports reaching the news. According to reports, the lobster fishing vessel was returning from dry routine maintenance overseas when it stopped, sending tracking signals on Tuesday afternoon, July 6. At the time it disappeared, the vessel was reportedly 30 miles west of Petrobank. The Jamaican Coast Guard was alerted to the situation and began search and rescue operations the following day. The United States Embassy in Jamaica, the U.S. Coast Guard, and the other Coast Guards from Cuba, Cayman Islands, and Honduras have supported the search over the last 36 hours. However, there has been no significant visual sighting of the vessel, according to sources. More information will be provided in subsequent updates. 20-year-old man allegedly shoots uncle during dispute. A 20-year-old man is on the run after he allegedly shot his uncle during an altercation in Sandy Park, St. Andrew on Saturday afternoon. The injured man, who is reportedly a mechanic, has been hospitalized in serious condition. Preliminary reports are that sometime after 12 p.m., the man and his nephew had a dispute in the Sandy Park area. The man's nephew left the premises and reportedly returned with a gun with which he opened fire, hitting his uncle several times before fleeing the scene. The wounded man was rushed to the hospital. The police have since launched a probe into the incident. Pending police transfers announced by High Command. The Police High Command has announced pending transfers for some divisional commanders and other high-level officers. The transfers will be effective July 19. The list of officers who are being transferred is as follows. Senior Superintendent Clive Blair from St. Catherine South to the Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau IPROBE. Deputy Superintendent Kenneth Chin from the Admin Branch to Portland. Deputy Superintendent Mark Harris from Kingston East to St. Catherine South, Old Harbor. Deputy Superintendent Damian Manderson from St. Catherine South, Old Harbor to St. Andrew South. Superintendent Christopher Phillips from Clarendon to St. Catherine South. Superintendent Dwayne Wellington from Portland to Area 5. And Superintendent Gary Francis from Manchester to the Police Emergency Control Center. CXC responds to issues with its electronic timetable. The Caribbean Examinations Council has advised that it is aware that some examination candidates are experiencing some changes with their electronic timetables that are available on the CXC online student portal. The council in a release said it is working to rectify the issue as quickly as possible. In the meantime, it said students should be guided by their printed timetables as all the examinations will be administered as scheduled. The council said where examination candidates may not have collected their printed timetable, they should review the master timetable on the CXC website at www.cxc.org/download1timetables. The council apologized for any inconvenience to the student candidates at present. Portmore man missing. 21-year-old Javon Smith of Sage Close, Portmore Pines in St. Catherine has been missing since Saturday, July 10. He is of light complexion, slim built and about 177 centimeters or 5 feet 10 inches tall. Reports are that Smith was last seen at home about 10 a.m. by his older brother in his room playing video games. Later that day, his brother went to his room to make checks. Smith was not seen. Smith is said to be suffering from psychosis. His mode of dress at the time he went missing is unknown. All efforts to contact him have proven futile. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Javon Smith is asked to contact the Portmore Police at 876-989-8422, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. 16 more COVID deaths, 91 new infections. Jamaica yesterday recorded 16 more COVID-19 deaths. 3 of them were previously under investigation. The latest COVID deaths are as follows: a 90-year-old woman from St. James, an 89-year-old man from St. James, a 77-year-old man from St. James, a 68-year-old man from St. James, a 77-year-old woman from St. James, a 66-year-old man from St. James, an 84-year-old woman from St. James, an 83-year-old woman from St. James, a 79-year-old man from Westmoreland, a 67-year-old woman from St. James, a 99-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 62-year-old woman from Manchester, a 78-year-old man from Westmoreland, a 98-year-old man from Westmoreland, a 71-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, and a 94-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew. The death tally is now 1,130. In the meantime, there were 91 new infections, the highest daily count in several weeks, pushing the overall total to 50,720. Kingston and St. Andrew 23, Westmoreland 14, and St. Catherine 13 had the highest daily increase. Saturday's COVID positivity rate was 11.6%, with 1,818 tests conducted. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.